All right, so 13.1 is measures of central tendency. And this first section starts off with the mean. All right, the mean in statistics is just another word for average. So you can add all your data values and divide by the number of data values. So if we have the data set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, we would find the mean by adding those values together, dividing by the number of values that we have. 15 over 5, and that would be 3. All right, so our median, which is our middle value, first thing you're going to do is list our data values from least to greatest. And always make sure you do that. A lot of times people forget that first step. You list your data values from least to greatest. Then if the number of data values Excuse me, if the number of data values is it's odd, take the middle value. If the number of data values is even, you take the mean of the two middle values. All right, so if I have the data set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I have 5 data values. So okay, so I have 5 data values. That means the number of data values that I have is odd. So it means all I have to do is choose the middle value because there is a middle value. That means my median is 3. My second data set, I have an even number of data values, which is 6. So that means I do not have a middle value. So I take the two middle values, add them together, divide by 2 because I'm taking the mean of the two middle values, which is 3.5. And notice that 3.5 is in between, it's in the middle of your data set. Maybe I'll just do an arrow. All right, questions. Questions. All right, so your mode is the data value that appears the most frequently. It is possible to not have a mode. It is possible to have more than one mode. Bimodal is having two modes. Multimodal is having more than two modes. So we have this data set right here, 17823576914567889. You would just go through and look for the value that appears the most times. So we have 7 that appears 4 times, and that would be your mode. Any questions? Questions? Concerns, comments? Okay, so as I mentioned before, and I'll check, but yep, nope, let me say, as I mentioned before, as far as chapter 13 is concerned, we only have 4 sections, so it's 13.1. There's no rush, so we don't have to try to cram anything in here. Make sure you're getting the stuff done out of the sections that were before this one. So if you have any questions, always feel free to ask. This is your time. You can ask questions on anything that has led up to chapter 13. So not just chapter 12, but 11, 10, and pretty much anything all the way up to the beginning of the session. So make sure you guys are knocking this stuff out, taking advantage of the opportunities that are before you. Questions or concerns before we close out today? All right. So if you guys are okay, I am as well. That is it for 13.1. I appreciate your response. Thank you. That's it for 13.1. As always, let me know if you have any questions. If something's generated while you're at home, feel free to shoot me an email. All right. Outside of that, you guys have a great day, and I will see you on Wednesday.